Welcome to college football presented by Cars.com. The 71st edition of the Indiana Hoosiers taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa City, Iowa. The backdrop, Kinnick Stadium on this Halloween Saturday. A pivotal game in the Big Ten Conference. Let's take a look at the headlines. Indiana coming in 4-4, Iowa undefeated. I'm Mark Jones along with Bob Davie. Bob, what are the headlines?
This is a great opportunity. Upset Iowa tonight. You're the biggest story in college football. For Iowa, Kirk Ferentz said it best yesterday. They're 8-0. They easily, though, could be 4-4. Are they for real, or will their good fortune run out?
He made a point of telling us that his margin of error is extremely thin each and every week, but it's certainly been a magical season so far for Iowa. The Hawkeyes winning the toss, deferring to the second half. Back deep, it's Ray Fisher, who's run back 2 kickoffs already this year for the Hoosiers, along with Tandon Doss. And this is going to be Fisher. Fisher with a nice seam and stuck at the 31-yard line. Check out the Hoosier lineups at the top of your screen as well. First down and 10. Darius Willis, the tailback, and he takes the handoff over the 35 to the 37. And a play fake by Chappell. Completes the pass for the first down.
Basketball player, great potential at wide receiver.
Bob, they give it to Willis again, right between the tackles and a gaping hole for another. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Chappell with plenty of time completes another pass. This one to Terrence Turner. Near misses for Indiana. They could easily be sitting at 6-2 right now instead of 4-4. First down and 10. Willis again. This time stopped up for a gain of about 2 on the play.
To become bowl eligible.
Second down and 7. And this time Chappell throws it away. Bob, we see the Hoosier. Third down and 7 coming up. Got to get to the 25 for the first down. Chappell, he's going to try and do it with his legs. It's a foot race, and Chappell
can move the football now.
Mitchell Evans now in at quarterback in the Wild Hog formation. They hand it off to Willis. And Willis with a nice gain down to the 15-yard line.
Saturday night in East Lansing.
They're in the Wild Mitch formation, as they like to call it. Willis takes it for about 2 off the right tackle.
With the Wildcat quarterback in.
Evans again. Evans with a couple of nice moves. Close to a first down. And Willis in at tailback. Second and short. Willis trying to get to the edge. Turns the corner. Touchdown, Hoosiers. A great beginning for Indiana. On the opening drive, they march it down the field for the score.
And Darius Willis at 220 pounds, Mark. I am impressed with the speed of this running back. You know, I stood next to him on the field in pregame. He is bigger and stronger than I thought he would be. But he also has really good speed now.
A good motor right there to get into the end zone. Willis's 6th rushing touchdown of the season and of his career.
9% of the time, if they win the toss, they take the football, but they deferred because of this wind.
Back deep for the kick. It's Davis and Darrell Johnson-Koulianos, and that's who it is here on the return. Johnson-Koulianos out near midfield at the 46.
Off that big emotional win in East Lansing. But how about Indiana? Was beat 45-9 last year by the Hawkeyes. What a great boost of confidence game. Suffering from some complications from an infection in his foot, but an impressive drive by Indiana.
Now it's Iowa's turn on offense. This is the freshman Brandon Weger making his first career start.
That's all time in college football.
Tough act to top for him. Stanzi on a little bootleg action. It's going to be ruled incomplete, intended for Tony Moiaki. Motion to the top of your screen. The pass complete to Johnson-Koulianos. And flags littering the turf. 3 flags down in the field.
The offense, illegal shift. That penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back by the offense, number 63. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
That last drive last week against Michigan State, but caught the 7-yard game winner.
There's Wager off tackle, finds a nice crease. Stanzi with a little bit of time, and now he's going to take off. Looked like he was going to slide, and he got enough for the first down.
I mean, he is a legitimate 6'5".
On 1st and 10. Wager. And Wager is stopped cold at the 28. Only quarterback in the nation with a longer winning streak has a Heisman Trophy on his shelf at home.
I think people just now starting to give Iowa the attention they deserve for that 12 wins in a row. You know, I think a lot of people would be surprised by that. But all of a sudden, they're getting the recognition. Number 4 in the BCS rankings this week.
There's Wager again.
Philosophy, so that's how they can plug in a young freshman back like Wager and keep rolling.
There's Stanzi. Good mobility. Boy, that was almost intercepted and almost got for a touchdown. Now into attempt a field goal from 44 yards out. 14 of 18 on the season. Bob, you noted watching the film, he kicks a lot of line drives. That one short and wide. Kinnick Stadium. Sellout crowd of close to 71,000 on hand. 7-0 as Darius Willis is stomped up at the line of scrimmage.
Backer at all in the box. They're all spread out with the wide receivers.
That pass batted down at the line of scrimmage by Broderick Binns.
With defense, Mark, number 1 in the nation with 15 interceptions. They play a lot of zone coverage where those defenders read the quarterback. Don't turn it over right here if you're Indiana.
Chappell under heat. Completes it for a first down out near the 43-yard line.
A great look at the pistol formation right here with the quarterback about 3 yards deep.
Chappell slings it. And he overshoots his target at the 40-yard line, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Willis on the handoff. He's stopped up at the 46.
See the empty formation. You see those linebackers. No nickel dime backs in the game. Just regular personnel for the Iowa defense.
3rd and 8. Chappell under duress and throws it away.
Effort, and this Iowa defensive line is outstanding.
Oglerup's punt comes down to Davis, who calls for the fair catch. Lets it bounce out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. 2nd and 10 for the Hawkeyes, starting at their own 22-yard line. Stanzi hands it off once again to Wager.
Just kind of a get comfortable feeling out process. I think he's okay.
3:20 to go in the first. Still looking for his first completion. And a flag down on the play.
Ball start. Offense, number 36. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Deep in the first.
A Lou Holtz costume. I like that. I like that. Wager with the run.
15 after the false start penalty. Needs to step up and make a play here on 3rd down.
3rd and long for Stanzi. That pass incomplete. A flag on the play. It was intended for Johnson Koulianos. Offense on the field.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
To come down to the left arm, Mark, because I didn't see much there.
Stanzi with a play fake, looking up top, but under heat and sacked back at the 25-yard line.
Game, and Stanzi throwing that football down the field.
Looking for Johnson Koulianos and Strauss. Or Marvin McNutt this time couldn't hang on to it, and coaches hear that a lot though, I think. Going up top, Stanzi down the crease, and it's intercepted at the 41-yard line. Colin Taylor, who got the start because of the injury to Nick Polk, with the first turnover of the game, and it's Indiana's 10th pick of the season. Cern etched across the face of the fans here at Kinnick Stadium. Willis between the tackles, got about 4 on the play. Chappell hands it off and nowhere to go for Willis. Team on 3rd and long out of the backfield. It's loose after being caught by McCray and out of bounds. It'll be Hoosier football.
Did you picture, right? Meeting with him yesterday. What a tough guy now. 5th-year senior. Leading tackler. Great job in coverage that time.
Keenan Davis on the punt return had a tough time getting it. And Iowa recovers as let's check in with
The lead on UConn 7-3.
All right, Reese back here, first down and 10. Stanzi under heat, and he's going to be sacked back at the 16-yard line.
Protect, Mark, you can't throw it.
2nd and 15. They'll hand it off this time to Paki O'Meara. He stopped up. Boy, we're going to say 3rd and 13 for the Hawkeyes. Out of the backfield to O'Meara. Makes a nice move in the open field. And he stepped out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
It says it's best. It's just the next guy in line, Mark. It's your turn.
And that was Ricky Stanzi's first completion. There's his second one to Johnson Koulianos.
Hadn't had Iowa much in recent years, but they just keep on grinding and keep on winning.
And here's O'Meara grinding it. 2nd and 10. The play fake by Stanzi. Downfield, McNutt. There was a little bit of contact. McNutt slowed down at the 20.
Each per game. Iowa way ahead in all those little field position statistics.
It's adding up to an 8-0 season so far. That pass complete to Trey Strauss.
Right here. Pass interference. Offense, number 6. Penalties declined. 4th down.
It's Keenan Davis, number 6.
This is Ryan Donahue punting, and back deep, Tandon Doss standing on his own 10 for Indiana. A booming punt into the wind. 47 yards in all into the end zone. Down in 10 for Indiana from their own 20-yard line. They lead 7-0. Chappell completes it to Tandon Doss, and he's hit after a gain of about 2 on. Chappell completes it. And they're going to call it down at the 28-yard line. You can eat when you get paid. There's Willis up the middle. He's going to be stopped up short of the first down. It'll be 4th down coming up for the Hoosiers.
Consistent as well.
There's Hogger up. Punting with the wind at his back. Gets off a missile all the way back to the 19-yard line to Spivey. And Amari Spivey.
What a contrast to this scene today in Iowa City at 11 o'clock in the morning. And you know, Mark, be careful how you compare now, because sometimes it's deceiving.
Now, don't be fooled. Wager on the 2nd consecutive run for him stopped. 3rd espresso already.
Yeah,
so.
and this crowd's a little sluggish.
They
Mark,
could use some.
this Iowa football team.
Morris on the run over the right side, and Morris brought down at the 26. And a quick 3 and out, and now a chorus of boos raining down on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Offense, can they take advantage of this and get ahead by 2 scores?
Not a great punt, an awful punt that time by Ryan Donahue. Shanks it. 1st and 10 from the 35. Chappell completes it to Willis. And Willis with a nice move.
The net punt right there, and that's how Iowa wins.
On the fly sweep, this is Tandon Doss, one of their playmakers, with a 1st down. All right, Reese Evans in the ball game in the Wildcat formation. They hand it off to Willis. Evans right behind Chappell. Who's taking the snap? And now Evans splits out wide. Chappell with plenty of time. Incomplete, broken up. It was intended for Matt Ernest. Down in 12 for Indiana. They've got to get to the 4 for a 1st down. Chappell into the end zone. Touchdown, Hoosiers. What a catch by Evans. Ben Chappell put it right where it had to be for his 9th touchdown pass of the season.
That was a great throw. Double coverage. Sean Prater, A.J. Eads. And how about Mitchell Evans? Came to IU as a quarterback, plays Wildcat quarterback, also a receiver. College football tonight if they can win this game. And how about Mitchell Evans? If he can keep it going, maybe the biggest name in college football tonight.
Johnson Koulianos still on his feet, hurdling a couple of tacklers. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
during the return, holding number 92 of the return team.
It's early in that football game against Northwestern. So continuity in this Iowa program, Mark, they've been here before.
Here's McNutt on the reception, has a first down, and then some, pushed out of bounds. Improved receivers amongst that receiving corps this year. Stanzi completes it to Wager out of the backfield. Iowa trying to plant a little seed of doubt in the minds of the Hoosiers as Wager is back to win. Mike Kaffa finds Andre Brewer with the 51-yard touchdown score. And Stanzi going up on the post. Complete at the 4-yard line to Johnson Koulianos. Another big play, and it's 1st and goal. Wager. Touchdown, Hawkeyes.
Are you back on the bandwagon now?
With both feet.
You were jumping off that bandwagon, Mark, before that kickoff, and all of a sudden this whole stadium is back on the bandwagon with you. Hawkeye Nation's come to life. Excellent block by the center, Eubanks, and also Cal Calloway, the right tackle.
Murray missed a field goal earlier. Here he is on the extra point. And he knocks this one through. If you tell me that, then you're telling me a Halloween
I got to admit, I've only been to South Dakota one time.
Tandon Doss on the kickoff return over the 25 and brought down at the 27. Reese Lou Holt's costume for Halloween, I guess. Got our first look at him for the day. There's Willis running off tackle to the left side, picks up a couple on the play. And
in this football game, all the momentum have swung to Iowa all of a sudden.
Chappell completes a good hand walk by DeMarlo Belcher. And things considered, a pretty good first half for Indiana. And Willis gets the first down. Indiana. Boy.
Wow. Oh.
And they got a free one.
Wow.
Christian Ballard. Yeah, 52 seconds to go. And 2 timeouts as well. That pass completed. The
Christian Ballard, number 46, that's lined up over the center, Mark.
On 2nd and 5, tipped and almost intercepted. Pull and Evans both in the game. Yeah. And now Chappell taking the snap. Pardon me, that's Evans taking the snap. Hogger up. Gets a great bounce and fielded by Spivey at the 7. And he fumbles it. Hoosiers have it at the 12. Wow, what a turnaround. Number 57. Jamie Curlew recovers it.
And Mark, how does Iowa win? They win because of all those hidden yardage, non-sexy statistics. And right now, Indiana is controlling that. Colin Taylor, 37, stripped that football out of there. Also bugged the long snapper, but right now, that plan is favoring Indiana, even though Iowa came in owning that plan.
26 seconds to go. A couple of timeouts remaining for the Hoosiers. 1st and 10. Chappell fires complete. Willis in the open field brought Dickens to work with in 1 timeout. On the fade, he's got a man. Incomplete, out of 3rd down and 8. Little blitz coming, picked up. That one, there is no doubt, no bobble, touchdown Hoosiers. DeMarlo Belcher making the grab. His 3rd touchdown catch of the season. And Coach Lynch still amped up, his team undaunted after the disappointment of the last one going against them.
And Iowa doesn't play much man coverage, Mark. That time they tried to play man, and Castillo, the corner, just let Belcher inside uncontested. That guy right now, though, isn't buying into that rock, it doesn't look like. He needs to get that head up. Let's get going.
On 1st down and 10, Wager brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line. Stanzi on the bootleg completes it to McNutt. McNutt with a couple of great moves, stays on his feet. Marvin McNutt, the former quarterback.
You're playing good. That's the great thing about football. You always have next week. They get a chance to prove themselves.
There's Stanzi. More bootleg action. It was tipped, but still caught by Tony Moiaki.
Early in the second half.
On 2nd down and 7. Little blitz coming, and Stanzi fires a strike complete at the 42-yard line. At 4 wins right now, 4 losses on the season as well, trying to become bowl eligible. Stanzi has a man wide open, and it's intercepted. What a comeback on the ball by Austin Thomas. And that's the 3rd turnover of the game by Iowa.
What a play by Austin Thomas, because Mark, that was a great route by Darrell Johnson-Coleonis. Watch the little inside, outside, back inside fake. Austin Thomas has turned around. The ball hung a little bit. Iowa going against the wind, Mark. That football hung up in the air. But how about Austin Thomas?
From their own 5. Indiana trying to do what no other team has done so far this season. That's defeat the Hawkeyes. That pass leading this Indiana offense. Well, he knows where Willis is, and why not? He's been one of the more impressive. Wide open and a 1st down for Dedman. And then some, all the way out to the 33-yard line. Official like a part-time job, man. Evans in at quarterback now in the Wildcat formation. 9. Chappell completes it to the 43. 3rd and 1. Little receiver screen incomplete.
You look at Spivey back. He's the one that fumbled. He's their 3rd punt returner now.
Algarup's punt comes down to Spivey at the 11. This time he hangs on to it, but their 2nd offensive sequence of the 2nd half. This is Wager by 14. 2nd down and 8. Stanzi going up top into coverage and overshoots his receivers. Under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Morse the lone back beside Stanzi. Given plenty of time, and he's picked off. And this one could come back for a pick 6. Jones brought down inside the 5. The 4th turnover of the day for Iowa.
Mark, he stared right at Donnell Jones and threw it right to Donnell Jones. Let's watch Stanzi all the way right here. Look at his eyes. He is just locked down and flat threw the ball right to him.
Marvin McNutt was the intended receiver. That's Stanzi's 2nd interception, Bob, in his last 3 passes. And the Hoosiers now working with a little bit of room service here from the 4-yard line of Iowa.
Mark, obviously Iowa not explosive at all. You fall behind 24-7, 28-7. It's going to be a long climb back.
Willis on the toss down to the 4 costly turnovers. On the fade, incomplete, intended for
him or throw to him on some kind of play action. He's kind of an H-back kind of guy. Just watch him coming in motion right here.
Willis is the lone back. Play fake and batted down from behind. It's loose. Iowa on the move. Tyler Sash gonna take it back. Trick or treat, Iowa City.
Wow.
That's about it.
Wow. Look at the disbelief.
It's been that kind of season for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Tyler Sash, 6 interceptions on the season, Mark. I got to see the replay to see exactly what happened.
Still don't know. I'm not sure either, Bob. It came loose, and Sash with a mad dash to the end zone.
And I guess that's what you call pounding a rock. Let's take a look at it again. That's a pinball. A pinball interception and touchdown for the Hawkeyes.
For the Iowa Hawkeyes, you talk about so many fortuitous bounces that they've had this year. And how do the Hoosiers bounce back from that? This is Tandon Doss. And Doss going to be brought down at the 37.
Ball team responds from this point on.
First down and 10 out of the pistol. Willis on the handoff. And that Hawkeye defense trying to pick up the pace.
Never in his history, even in the backyard football, when he's an old man, have one like he just had.
Here's Chappell going up top, has a man open. A flag, and it's caught. What a... First down from the 15. Chappell. Willis on the handoff. And Willis down to the 11-yard line. Hoosiers will get to the 5 for a first down. Into the end zone. Touchdown Hoosiers. Turner with a grab.
After further review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Another call against the Hoosiers.
2 for Bill Lynch. The only difference on this one, riding on these calls. But that call was so close.
Here's a field goal attempt, and he pushed it wide, right.
That side judge had the best view in America to make that call.
Stanzi hands it off. Check that, he keeps it himself. And Stanzi gets rocked at the 20-yard line by Donnell Jones.
3rd or 4th tailback, but they are playing inspired football right now, Indiana.
Stanzi in the pocket, almost, and he's picked off again. The 5th turnover and the 4th interception by Ricky Stanzi. Matt Mayberry with the pick. How many times can the Hawkeyes offense cough it up like that?
And Richard Stanzi, who we met with yesterday, Mark, a great young man, has won 12 football games in a row, had 8 interceptions coming into this game. Again, he just stares it down. You can see the umpire, I think it was, right there, getting in the way a little bit, but I mean,
he caught that, right? I mean, with the amount of reviews we've had.
Yeah, don't even bring that up. But Stanzi right now unraveling.
Sure is. This is Willis. And Willis in
spread out.
Evans rolls right. Nowhere to go. That thing imploding right from the very beginning of the...
Launch one up.
Iowa's defense looking for a play, trying to preserve a perfect season. Willis out of the backfield, one man to beat. And he got some good...
Right at his range right here.
The wind is at his back. And this one is true. 10, a perfect season right now on the brink. Play fake, and Stanzi throws it away.
There's no question right now. This is a quarterback with no confidence.
2nd and 10. Ware's back to throw again, given plenty of protection on this opportunity. And it's going to be ruled a catch at the 44 to Johnson Culianos.
After further review, the ruling is the receiver did not have possession of the ball. It's an incomplete pass.
Defensive end, Mark. He's lining up in there at defensive tackle on these passing downs, number 57. So they've got a lot of speed, a lot of good pass rushers in there.
Stanzi back to pass. Wide open at the 22-yard line. That's Morse.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 10 of the defense. 15 yards.
That's one of the points of emphasis. Showed that it was.
That's tough. That is tough. But
on to the 45 now. Wager getting to the edge. Brandon Wager with his...
For all they're fighting for.
How many teams will remain undefeated at the end of the day? Stanzi trying to keep his team in undefeated mode. And another interception. He's thrown his 5th of the day. Turler. Taylor still on his feet. Out to the 47. And now the boos begin to rain down on Ricky Stanzi.
That's 4 interceptions in this quarter, Mark, and I feel for Ricky Stanzi again throwing into the wind. I'm not using that as an excuse. He just hung that football up, threw it. If you're going to make a mistake, obviously throw it long. But Colin Taylor, I believe that's his 2nd interception, right? Basically just sitting back there on the hash. 4 of his last 8 throws, Mark, have been interceptions. You have to think about James Vandenberg, the freshman quarterback. I mean, the quarterback's in the tank right now.
Yeah. On 1st and 10, coming back the other way, Chappell. Incomplete and scrimmage. And Ricky Stanzi thinking things over.
Phil Knight on the set out there.
Yes. Trying to get some shoes out of the deal. Willis running hard. 3rd down, 2nd down and long. The pass complete and into
top of the field.
You got to get to the 44 for the 1st down. Pass complete. Was really playing pretty good coming in this game.
And Iowa, Mark, goes ahead and takes that penalty right there, giving Indiana another shot at 3rd down. I mean, obviously you ball back. Adrian Claiborne back in the game for Iowa.
Chappell looking for a receiver. Finds one, Willis. And he stopped short of the 1st down at the 47-yard line.
Punt right here. Spivey back as the returner. Not a lot of experience.
A punt into the wind takes an Indiana bounce. And a very good Indiana bounce.
Overturned, which I think was a good call.
On 1st and 10, Stanzi trying to recapture his rhythm and his confidence. Marvin McNutt with the catch, and Marvin making a house call. Wow! Touchdown!
Iowa with 6 turnovers. It's a 24-21 game, Mark. 92-yard touchdown pass from a quarterback that has 5 interceptions, threw 4 of them in the 3rd quarter, but now it's the 4th quarter. He's okay.
The extra point good, and well, that certainly is going to help Stanzi's confidence a little bit.
And Marvin McNutt, the hero of the Michigan State game, Stanzi on the little play action, beats Donnell Jones, and the Hawkeyes only down 3.
Tandon Doss on the kickoff return. He's snuffed down to the...
Missed his return to kickoff for a touchdown, but Auburn's up big.
Chappell going up top. And incomplete at the 23-yard line. Chappell with time.
Keep in mind, Donnell Jones was the one that was beat on that long touchdown. So injury is a significant part as this game comes late in the game here.
3rd and 3. Chappell directing traffic. Almost intercepted. Spivey back deep. And not a great punt due a few years back in 2002. The reborn Ricky Stanzi wide open. Johnson, Koulianos, do you believe it? 66 yards for the score.
Halloween just got a whole lot better for the fans in Iowa City. Hey, Mark, we talk about pound the rock, the consistent hammer it out Iowa Hawkeyes. These last two plays, that had nothing to do with pounding the rock now. I mean, you talk about 2 home runs from a quarterback that had 4 interceptions in the third quarter.
Iowa with its first lead of the ball game, and what a turnaround in the fourth quarter. Last time it was McNutt.
Darrell Johnson, Koulianis, a broken coverage by Indiana, poor tackling by Indiana. Up the home run in basic 3-deep coverage.
How do they respond here? Not much of an answer on that run by Darius Willis, not by Pat Angerer.
Step up and be a leader because you are backed against it right now. You are totally capable, talent-wise, of coming back and winning this football game now.
There were some heads hanging on the sidelines a few moments ago. Chappell, and he's almost intercepted. A perfect 8-0. This has been kind of par for the course. And that one definitely picked off. Prater got another chance and makes good on this one. And a flag thrown back at the 35.
During the return, illegal block in the back by number 9 of the intercepting team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Iowa.
Yeah, there's a brisk wind out there.
Have affected these quarterbacks now.
1st and 10, Stanzi. He's thrown 2 touchdowns on his last 2 attempts. This one complete to Moeaki. And Moeaki chopped down at the 27-yard line. That's won 4 games by 3 points or less. He's been in this situation before. The handoff. Wager. He's brought down inside the 20 at the 7th
punt. They weren't even rushing the punter. Adam Claiborne, the first time he's ever blocked the punt, and goes 53 yards for a touchdown with it.
There's Wager inside the 15. Wager again getting to the edge and down to the 10-yard line.
So Kenny O'Keefe second-guessed it a little bit, but it did work and it did come open.
Here's Wager running between the tackles. Yeah, and previous to that, them as the best team in the country.
I know, but man, no eyes on those computers, right? That's what Kirk Ferentz said, but this would be the all-time comeback to me. Just the flow of this game.
3rd and 2, Wager, touchdown.
Mark, as good as it is for Kirk Ferentz in Iowa, that's how bad it is if you're Indiana and Bill Lynch. Defensively, they have just given up huge plays here in the second half, the fourth quarter of this game. And it's amazing how this game has switched in the fourth quarter.
A monumental meltdown for Indiana and a huge implausible comeback by the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kirk,
I believe a throw.
A couple of touchdowns, too. 7.5 minutes to go for the Hoosiers. Toss with the cap.
Mark, I mean, right now, that penalty right there was devastating. Appsed on him right here.
See if the offense for the Hoosiers can get something going, and another flag thrown on the field. Go. Pass complete at the 7-yard line for Kirk Ferentz never changes. Tackle complete to Doss. And Doss.
And I tell you what, he has had great penetration in this football game.
And 3rd down. Flag thrown. The pass complete to Doss. His forward progress.
Wow.
It's going to.
I've never seen, I don't think in a game, a third quarter change
They almost blocked
to the
that
fourth quarter as drastically as this football game, Mike.
Auger up with the punt.
Because there's been some
don't throw it.
Decisions. Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 34. Brandon Wager on the run, keeping both hands on the football. The
third quarter, it looked like Indiana could have blown Iowa out of their own stadium.
It's not exactly a winning formula. Here's Wager over the 40.
This guy Wager started out as the fourth tailback.
Kirk Ferentz and Ken O'Keefe, the offensive coordinator, just plug guys in, and it works. Stanzi plugged in right now. Nice little move. Hey, Ricky Stanzi.
And to do what he has done, Mark, believe me, I mean, that cannot be appreciated enough.
Certainly a testament to his toughness. And here's Wager with a nice
touchdowns. They end up settling for a field goal.
Run across the right side. Wager again on 3rd down and 4. Sometimes those conference championship games really work against you. Bootleg and Stanzi. Oh boy, he can run a little bit. Remember last week against Michigan State, he was just 7 of 18 before putting it all together on that game-winning drive. And Wager hauling that.
Don't have eyes, and that computer's going to look at this win today for Iowa and say, you know what?
Maybe.
They won the foot. Everything's going against it like it was for him in the 3rd quarter.
3rd down and 2. And off to Wager. Wager looking to score and put some more on the board. Touchdown, Iowa.
Just another typical Hawkeye win, right?
Right out of Central Casting, just the way that Kirk Ferentz scripted it. His 3rd touchdown today. Brandon Wager.
I remember back early when Mark Jones was tippy-toeing off that bandwagon just a little bit. Right?
I was just looking around for a little potential landing spot.
Yeah, we talked about pounding that rock. That drive they had in East Lansing. They're going to have to come up for a name for this game, too. Yeah. The 4th quarter free-for-all, or whatever you want to call it now.
The Halloween special.
4 yards and 42 points. This is the same Iowa team we saw the first 3 quarters.
That pass picked off at the 45-yard line. Just one more for the defense that leads the nation in interceptions. A.J. Eads with the pick that time.
How many interceptions is that throwing into the wind today for both teams? That's got to be what, like,
I think that's 6 now.
Yeah. 6 interceptions.
But sitting there at 5-1, and Wisconsin at 3-2, and down the line. And you know what? You think about Brad Banks and Fred Russell and Chad Greenway and Matt Roth, and you know, what about that team? That was a special team, but I'm not sure that they have anything on this year's edition of the Iowa Hawkeyes, and that's a pretty good formula for winning a championship.
And I'll tell you something, Mark. You know, I have marquee player. We have marquee player on there. Well, Ricky Stanzi, to me, he may be a no-name guy, but he's a marquee player the way he bounced back today, man. I give a lot of credit to that young guy right there.
Certainly flipped the switch and flipped the script in the 4th quarter.
Was it 27 points in the 4th quarter?
Yeah. An incredible run to the finish line for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 42-24, the final score. What a Halloween. A memorable, indelible one for the Hawkeyes as they stay perfect. They kept hammering away. And this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Bob Davie and our entire crew, I'm Mark Jones. They keep hammering that rock here in Iowa City, and it's all good as we go back to Reese, Mark, and Lou in the studio. So long, everybody.